Hello viewers, my name is Imran and today we are starting our 19th lecture of General Mathematics Class 10 Unit 1 Exercise 1.3, and today we are discussing question 4 of exercise 1.3. So this is the question number 4. If x is equal to square root 2 plus 2, then find the values of x plus 1 over x and x square plus 1 over x square. Here I have x equals square root 2 square root 5 plus 2, and I want to find 1 over x in the first place. Then I will add x and 1 over x to get this one. So I can write 1 in the denominator of these on the left hand side and on the right hand side, because dividing by 1 does not make any difference. So I have written 1 on either side. Now I am inverting the terms here. 1 goes up to the numerator and x goes down to the denominator. Similarly, 1 goes up in the numerator and square root 5 plus 2 goes down in the denominator. Now I have used a rationalization method, and I am rationalizing this term by using the conjugate surd of the denominator and multiplying and dividing by it. This whole term when multiplied by 1 creates no new terms, and I get square root 5 minus 2, but in the denominators this first term squares and plus minus minus the second term squares. Here I have used the formula a square minus b square equals a plus b, a square plus a square minus b square equals a plus b into a minus b. So a plus b and a minus b will become a square minus b square, that is the square of the first term, square of the second term. This square root sign and square cancel out and we get 5, and 2's square is 4. 4 minus 5 is 1. So we go to the next part, next page. Here, now I have got the values of x as well as 1 over x. So I can add x and 1 over x. That is x plus 1 over x equals, the value of x is square root 5 plus 2, and the value of 1 over x which I have generated is square root 5 minus 2. So square root 5 minus 2 and plus 2 cancel out and we get 2 times square root 5. This is our x plus 1 over x value. Now I want to find x square plus 1 over x square value. For this I am taking this value here and squaring both sides, taking square on both sides, and I can expand the square of this term, square of the first term, square of the second term, plus 2 times first term into second term. Here 2's square is 4 and this square root sign cancels out with square and 5 comes out, and 4 times 5 is 20, and x and 1 over x cancels out and I get 2 here, which goes to the other side and its sign changes. Alternatively, you can say that I have subtracted minus 2 on both sides. This plus 2 and minus 2 cancels out and 20 minus 2 yields 18, and this is my answer of the the question. Now we go to the next question, that is question number 5. Here we have, if x equals 2 plus square root 2, then find the values of x minus 1 over x, x square plus 1 over x. Again, applying the same technique, I can divide this x by 1 and 2 plus square root 3 by 1. Then I can invert these values, that is 1 goes up and x goes down, 1 goes up and 2 plus square root 3 goes down. Now I can rationalize it by taking the conjugate surd of the denominator term. This term multiplies with 1 and there is no change in this term. Here I can apply again the formula, that is the square of the first term minus the square of the second term. 2's square is 4 and there square root sign square and square root sign cancel out and I get 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. So now I can again subtract x minus 1 over x. The value of x is 2 plus square root 2. The value of x is 2 plus square root 2, and the value of 1 over x is 2 minus square root. The value of x is 2 square root 3 plus square root 3, and the value of 1 over x is 2 minus square root 3. So after removing the parenthesis, this negative sign changes to a positive sign. Minus 2 cancels out with plus 2, and square root 3 and square root 3 becomes 2 times square root 3. This is the first part. Again, this is the second part, x square plus 1 over x square question mark, that is, this part is yet to be found. So for this I am taking this expression again here and squaring both sides. After squaring both sides, I can apply the formula. Square of the first term plus square of the second term minus 2 times first term into second term. This 1 and this x and 1 over x cancel out. 2's square is 4 and under root 3 squared is 3, as square root sign cancels out with square. 4 3's are 12. Now this minus 2 goes to the other side and changes its sign to plus 2. And 12 plus 2 is 14. Alternatively, you can say that I have added plus 2 on both sides. This minus 2 and plus 2 cancels out and I get 12 plus 2, 14. That is my answer of the question. Now we go to the last question of our discussion, that is question number 6. Here, if x is equal to square root 3 minus square root 2, then find the values of x minus 1 over x, x square plus 1 over x square. Here again, x is equal to square root 3 minus square root 2, and I have divided x by 1 and square root 3 minus square root 2 by 1 as well. Now I can invert these sides, that is, 1 goes up and x goes down, 1 goes up and this whole expression goes down. And now we can rationalize it by using the conjugate surd of the denominator. This whole expression when multiplied by 1 remains the same, and here we can use the formula, that is the square of the first term and the square of the second term with a negative sign between. Here square and square root sign cancels out and I get 3 minus 2, which is equal to 1. So I get 1 over x is equal to square root 3 plus square root 2. Now I can add x, rather I can subtract x minus 1 over x. So the value of x is square root 3 minus square root 2 minus the value of 1 over x is square root 3 plus square root 2. After removing the parenthesis, this term and this term both get the negative sign. Here minus square root 3 and this plus square root 3 cancels out, and minus square root 2 and minus square root 2 becomes minus 2 times square root 2. This is our first part. Now we want to find x square plus 1 over x square, and here I have used another formula just for fun. That is, a square plus b square can be written as a minus b whole square plus 2 times ab. If I use this formula, then I can write x square plus 1 over x square as x minus 1 over x whole square plus 2 times x into 1 over x. Now applying the values, x minus 1 over x is actually equal to minus 2 times square root 2, minus 2 times square root 2, and this x and 1 over x cancel out and I get 2. The minus 2 when squared becomes 4, and this square root sign and square cancel out and I get 2. 4 to the 8 plus 2, 10. And this is my final answer, x square plus 1 over x square. And that was the last question that I wanted to discuss with you.